Wait, what's a good one? On my own. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Hi everyone, what's up? Hello, 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 hello. Woo! This wasn't the song I thought it was. Wait. Oh! Okay, good. We need one to. Why did I skip that other song? Because just because a song is good doesn't mean it's the one to listen to. Gotta be down because you got me. Started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? Yeah! My voice is quiet today. But it just actually is quiet today. Because if you must know, I think it was too cold and now everything's really dry. I have no mucus in my body. I'm all mucused out, which means I'm just raw dogging it up in here. You know what I mean? Which means if there's any viruses in this house, I'm fucked because there's no protection. There's no protection for any of the viruses because they're all just going straight down. Nothing slurping them up before they get straight down up in me. TMI and TOS. Keep hydrated and don't sit in the cold for too long without doing anything about it, bro. What are you, some kind of weird, like, husky creature? Except that would be fine. That would be fine if you were a husky creature, because then they're like sued for the cold and shit. There's videos where they're just like sleeping under the snow. It's really cute. Anyway, yeah, I'm the one who viruses. Those viruses need protection from me. Yeah. Are we starting the stream with an ending? We should probably start the stream. Oh, kind of out of breath now, though. That was quite a big one. Alrighty. Well, now I feel motivated. Hi, everyone. Welcome into the stream today. How are you doing? What's up? My voice is so fucked. And it's really annoying because, listen, let me tell you. Because when your voice gets super fucked up, it's usually because you did something really fun. You know, it's usually because like you went to a club or you went to a party or you were singing or you went for like you climbed a fucking mountain or did a lot of exercise or went on a boat or swam or you did something cool, right? You lose your voice because you did a thing. I lost my voice because I slept funny. And I'm really annoyed about it. This is hot coffee. And I'm hoping that it'll help, but we'll find out. I slept funny. You know what else? I fucked up my upper back the other day. I told you about this. I fucked up my upper back. And I thought that maybe it was because I was doing a lot of walking or because I climbed something. Same sort of story. Nope. Wasn't because I did anything fun. Wasn't because I did anything strenuous or, I made a mistake at the gym. Blah, blah, blah. No, I fucked up my upper back for 3 days because I slept funny. Ah! At least you slept. Oh, God, Pango. So sorry. Sorry about that. So sorry. Slept as in a funny pose, or were you being hilarious? To be fair, last night I did wake myself up laughing. I have some very humorous dreams. I don't know what it is. One time, I told my friends about, waking yourself up laughing. A bunch of them had no idea what I was talking about. And, like, that's not a thing. It happens to me constantly, but that's not a thing for some people. Those people are boring. Anyway, but one of my friends was like, oh, yeah, that happened to me last night. And I was like, oh, do you remember what you were dreaming about? And he says, yeah, I was dreaming about being back in school and pushing people into walls. Yeah, I just, like, kept pushing this kid over. And it was so, he woke himself up laughing. Your reaction in chat was my reaction. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You can't control what you dream about, but why is that so like funny to you? But that's okay. He was reliving when he was a bully. The good old years, the golden years. Dudes, yeah, it's weird. And it was really annoying that was the only person who was agreeing with me. That was the only person who was on my side at the time. Thank you for the variants. I appreciate that. I won't even question why the first sentence I heard here today is I keep pushing this kid over. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was a friend. He had a dream. He thought it was funny. I thought it was awful. Personally, I think that's an awful thing to do to people. It's only funny as an adult. It's not funny if you are a kid. If you're a kid pushing other kids over, you're just a bully. If you're an adult pushing kids over, that's funny. Because they sort of like, because they can't like control their body. They can't control their limbs. So you just give them like the gentlest tap and then they're just like, you know, some of them are more balanced than others. So they can like weeble wobble a little bit before they go down. That's funny. But only if you're an adult. It's not funny if you're a kid and you're pushing kids over. Because it's just like, you know, I'm not going to push over Jeff at the office. It's just like Octodad. Exactly. Same thing. Aerodaniel, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. But that's, yeah, that might be why. Anyway, today, welcome. Today, we are talking about the government. Those pesky guys. Those little rascals. Puh. Etc. Not really, though. We're talking about stuff that the CIA / the Soviets did in the 70s / 80s and are still doing, again, to this day, vis-a-vis when it comes to supernatural shit. Because in the Discord, and thank you so much for putting a suggestion in, and let me go check the exact phrasing of the exact thing that was put in the suggestions in the exact way. Some generic username 92, thank you so much, put a link to a CIA declassified document where they were looking into astral projection and what you can do with it and how you can apply it to, like, I assume soldiers and stuff. Really weird. 1983. Really weird stuff. Very fun read for me. Don't worry. I'm not going to make you read it because it's like a lot. It's a lot of pages. It's all rambling nonsense and I love it so much. And that kind of got me thinking, hey, what else have the CIA done? And there's so much. There's actually so much. It's an insane rabbit hole of all these things. There is a cat where they put like spy equipment all up inside a cat, right? And then tried to make it a spy, but it's a cat, so it wasn't really trained, and so it just sort of like did whatever, just sort of ran away. They only did it once, and then they were like, yeah, we didn't think this through. They spent millions, chat. They spent millions of dollars on Project Cat. There was also a branch where they really thought that focus, this again was 60s, 70s, they really thought that focus could do anything. Like if you just focused enough, you could beam your psychic energy or whatever and it could do anything. And so there were these boys who were just like trained to be psychic soldiers. But basically one of the big things that they were known for, and there's a film about it, was they thought that if they really stared at a goat hard enough, they could stop its heart. And so you've just got like a bunch of military boys going. And then on the other side of the field, goats going. And nothing happening. Spoilies. For hours! For days! And these are just like 2 examples, but this is the sort of shit that they've just been getting up to the whole time. And I don't even believe that the CIA believes in this stuff. I don't even think they do. I don't think there's one person in the CIA that's like, I really think you could just telepathically stop a goat's heart. Like, I don't think they actually think that. I think they're just so used to delegating that some intern is like, hey, I have an idea. Or hey, Russia's doing this. We should maybe do it too. And then some like middle managers like, oh, yeah, whatever, get Jerry on it. I don't care. Leave me alone. Get my coffee. Oi. I think that might be what's happening. But because of that, there's so much. And that's just the declassified stuff. And we're not even going to talk about MK Ultra today, obviously, but it's going to make you think of it the entire stream. But there's so much of this out there. It's just ridiculous. And I thought, since they're pretty convinced that people can just learn how to have supernatural abilities, we might try a couple of these abilities and or see which ones we have. Ooh! Kim asks, hi, thanks for the follow. Put in a PowerPoint. Yeah, literally, I really think that that's the attitude, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, geez. The government is giving away free money. All we need to do is come up with insane ideas for the CIA. That might be what it is. Maybe they're just trying to fill their budget. Maybe it's like the end of the year and they've got like £3,000 or something. Wouldn't it be funny if they actually found magic? Yeah, do you know what? I would love that. See, this is what I'm saying. If it ever gets proven to be true that you can have like telepathy and stuff, then that would be great. There was someone I talked about last stream. His name was something Lilly, John Lilly, I think. And he used to take LSD with dolphins because he thought that because dolphins were super, super clever, they could have telepathic relationships with humans. Like The Shape of Water, but not sexual. So he just did a fuck ton of LSD with dolphins and thought he saw God or something. He thought that dolphins could communicate with aliens. Then again, apparently someone in the CIA commissioned some research or someone believes something that apparently if you look deep enough into yourself, you can find out any information you want about the universe because the universe is a hologram. And as we all know, that's how holograms work. Every single part of a hologram is exactly, it shows you the full picture if you slice and dice it in certain ways. So you can look at any little part of a hologram and see the full hologram. That's what I read this morning. It turned my brain to mush and made me go, hold on. Wait, the fuck is a hologram? Does that make sense to anyone? I think I fundamentally do not understand what holograms are. I did some digging and I figured out that it was a specific kind of hologram that I applied to, 40s to 60s holography specifically. And then I tried to figure out what that is, but I had about 10 minutes to do this and someone was yelling at me, so I didn't really get that far. So if you know what 40s to 60s holography is, apparently the way that the light reflects off the thing and then it goes through some sheets and then blah, 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 and then you've got hologram on the other end. In that process, apparently, if you look at any little part of it, split it up, you'll see the full whole. What that even means, just like that, I don't know. But apparently, none of that's important, actually. Fuck physics. We're talking about magic. The only thing that you need to know is that you are a reflection of the entire universe. And therefore, if you close your eyes and wish you think enough and or take a microscope to like your arm or something, you should be able to see the entire universe. The whole thing. Including all of them space alien dolphins cracking up on LSD. Chat, my head hurts. As does mine, but don't worry, I've done all the head hurting for you. So you can sit back. What do they say in cinemas? Sit back, relax. There's only one screen you should be watching. What else do they say in cinemas? Turn your phone off. Don't do that. What if your mother calls? How will you ignore her call if your phone is off? What else do they say? Google Pixel. Sorry, they always advertise the Google Pixel in my cinema. Astra, hi. If we could read people's thoughts, we would probably find that most people either find us annoying or have really impure fantasies about us. You reckon yourself, don't you? Hey, I'm living for the confidence. I imagine that you're just outside Astra every single day being like, everybody wants me. Everybody wants me. That guy over there who looked at me funny after I kicked his dog, he wants me. He's just looking at me like that because he's lustful and mad about it. That's you. That's it. Are those the only two things? If people can have any thoughts about you, there are only two things that they're thinking. That they find you irritating or they want to touch your little boy bits. Those are the only two options. Sometimes we're just going about our day, man. Sometimes I look at someone random on the street and I don't find them annoying or want to touch their little boy bits. Sometimes I just think that's a person, glob. Hope I don't accidentally walk into them. She knows. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what a self-report. Really was. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't take LSD with a dolphin and then sail up into space. So everyone finds me annoying? Well, yeah, if no one wants to have sex with you, then by default, that must mean everyone finds you annoying. Yeah. Unfortunately. That's all right, though. If everyone finds you annoying, it means you get left alone, and then you can sit and you can play Coral Island for 4 hours, which is something I've been trying to do for a while, but I keep finding other things that like are really fun and I really want to do, like YouTube video stuff. I have 3 YouTube videos coming out in the next month. I actually do. They're ready. I just need to post them. But I always stress out before I post them. I'm sorry. I do a little panic every single time. I'm just like, oh, but what if they don't like it? What if the thumbnails, because I have to make the thumbnails. What if the thumbnail's not good? What if the title doesn't make sense? What if no one knows what I'm talking about? Should I have added another intro? Perry, you've already got an intro. Yeah, but what if I have to intro the intro? Perry, do you think they're stupid? No, it's just I don't know if it's entertaining. And then, you know, it goes round and round and round and round and round. But I'm just going to post them, and I have 3 this month, and I'm very excited. And Kevin, thanks for the follow. Have you tried Coral Island multiplayer? What? There's a Coral Island multiplayer? Did you? Oh, geez, I'm spinning. Did you know there was a Coral Island multiplayer? You want to play with me? No. Oh. When did Coral Island get multiplayer? Right? Oh my gosh, I haven't been on it in so long. It's so good, man. It's just sexy Stardew Valley. It's sexy, mermaidy, watery Stardew Valley. It's fantastic. Oh, hey, welcome in. How are you doing? You saw the Silk Song. Let's go. I hope that you liked it. I'm glad that you did. If you did. So the headset itself is just from Emotive. And then the software I coded from their API. Easy, easy. Such a bossy cup grip. What? I'm sorry, what? A bossy cup grip. See, if you had said that yesterday, I would have like thought you meant this, but this is not today's mug. This is today's mug. I'm going to mix them up. They look so similar. I am going to drink from that one at some point, and it will be gross. Sexy Stardew Valley, because Stardew Valley had some baddies. Huh? They were children. What do you mean Stardew Valley had some baddies? Okay, no, don't get me wrong. Sebastian can get it. But they're like pixels, you know? You know? No one in Stardew Valley is a child. Well, I mean, sure. Okay, but riddle me this. Listen, I romance Sebastian every single time. I don't give a fuck. But listen to me. You had a full-time job. Well-shapen pixels. Ooh. You had a full-time job in an office for years, got disillusioned, moved, inherited your grandfather's place, who died of old age, your grandfather, old age. Okay? You move and you are stable and secure enough in yourself and in your abilities that you can renovate buildings, renovate a house, start an entire farm, an entire business by yourself. That's your age. Whatever age that may be. You're definitely over a certain age. Yes? Yes? Meanwhile, Sebastian lives in his parents' basement. That's fine. People of a certain age can do that too. I still live with my parents. Fuck you. Anyway, he has emo posters all up on his wall. Oh my God, so do I. Jesus Christ. Anyway, all right. And he doesn't join the family for dinner because he's like, you never understood me, Mom, when she's really nice to him. Ugh, I'm not talking to you today. That's Sebastian. Do you think that's like the same age group? Actually, now that I say that, Sebastian doesn't often have dinner with his parents. He has emo posters all up in his wall. He sleeps until noon. He games all day. That describes me perfectly. I'm imagining it also describes a lot of you guys as well. Are we, Sebastian? Okay, I take it back. I take it back. Sebastian could be 20-something, 30-something as well. Self-aware Valley. Oh no. Isn't the pink-haired person a child? No one's a child because children can't own property, Perry. He doesn't. He lives with his parents. Suddenly in this story, and I hate it. I don't know why. I'm so sorry for talking about this. I think what I've discovered is that we're all Sebastian and we all are just slightly pathetic. But I don't think it's our fault that we're slightly pathetic. I think it's because of society. Go on, Twitch streamer. Slightly comedic, sometimes Twitch streamer. Tell me about society. Well, I don't mind if I do. Let me comment on it, shall I? Who's Sebastian? An emo kid. An emo adult character from Stardew Valley that you can romance. So, if you haven't played Stardew Valley, you should, just for the experience. I think it's capitalism's fault. No, apparently it's Pine's fault. Pine, why would you do this to us? Tell me where I need to vote. Where? I don't know where. Your local polling office? Wherever that is. Mine's in a church. It's very fun. It's the only time I go to a church. It's the only time I step foot in a church is when it's polling season. And I go in for 3 minutes and I feel very good about myself. It makes the whole thing feel quite sacred. Because I feel like I'm like Jesus or something. And I've come in, I've swept in at 2 p.m. on the last day of polling. I've just swept in. And I'm like, here. And then they say you have to fill this out first. And I'm like, fuck, can I have a pen, please? And they're like, do you have ID? And I'm like, forgot it at home. Be right back. And then I sweep in 3 p.m. last day of polling. And I cast my judgment, slam, on the table. And then someone else gets voted. But anyway, it feels good at the time. It really does. It really does feel good at the time. Bow flashing bang. Thanks for the follow. Psych. Thank you for the 3 stream streak. My goodness. Oh, but yeah, if you do like voting and polling, please do vote for me for League of Their Own Streamer Awards category 32. PerriKaryal, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that a lot. You can get a new color in the Discord anyway. Ma'am, also please stop saying fuck in here. I don't swear that much. Do I? Nah, fuck you guys. I'm fine. I never realized, and tell me if you can relate to this too, I never realized how much I swear until I go to have dinner with my parents and I'm actively trying not to. But I feel like that makes it worse. Like actively trying not to makes it worse. Because I'm just like, I'm trying my best to not say any bad words. Any no words. And it's so hard. It's like I can't talk. And then I let one out. Obviously, I'm not perfect. So I let one slip every now and then everyone looks at me like, Sorry. I'm an ungodly heathen. In Parliament, you can't swear. Are you sure? Because they do. Like, they really do. Order! I can't deal with this voice. I sounded like a donkey. That was more of a bray than anything else. Order! Yeah, maybe they're not allowed to swear, but they definitely do coke in the bathrooms. Allegedly! Whoa, hey, whoa. The funny part about you swearing is that your accent makes it unexpected. Oh, because I sound really posh. And shrill. That's interesting. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that it sounds unexpected. I was worried that I was starting to sound like a podcast boy. Heaven forbid. Does ma'am mean like lady? Yes. Yeah. Are you calling people lady? Well, I don't know where you're from. It might be like a thing where you're from. I've never called someone lady before. Unless it's like derogatory. Lady brackets derogatory. Lady? What the hell do you think you're doing? Get out of here, lady! Like, that's the only case that I would use that word. Yeah. It's like if Lizzie said TOS in front of everyone. I bet she does. I bet Lizzie got an old mouth on her. I really do. I do think that. I was thinking of the, okay, this is my last tangent before we get into the topic, which is, you know, cats and CIA magic cats and stuff. I've got some stories for you today. I've also got another movie trailer, but I'm going to show you 20 seconds of it, but you're going to love it. And then I'm going to tell you the real historical truth. And then you're going to be like, wow, Perry, tell us more. And then I'm going to show you UFO sightings. It's going to be good. But first, one tangent. I realized how weird British swear words are. I think Brits swear a lot, like compared to Americans. I think we really do. Sorry, Americans. It's okay, Americans. But I was just thinking about the word piss the other day. We have too many uses for it. Bull pop. We have way too many uses for the word piss. So first you've got like the literal, you know, going to the bathroom, doing a little tingle, right? That's the literal one. But we also say things like piss up, which means party. We have piss head, which means drunk or serial drinker. She's pissed, she's drunk. We have she's pissed off or she's just pissed, which is angry. Taking the piss means you're having a laugh, like you're having me on, like are you joking? That's a piss take, means that's something that has been joking. It's been taken a laugh or whatever. What a pissing oh yeah, you can describe something as pissing, but if you describe as it pissing, then it means it's raining. Did we talk about this on stream the other day? You might have seen the same Instagram reel I saw. I saw this in an Instagram reel and it really got me thinking. And then I was like lying in bed thinking about this all night. What a beautiful language. You can have a little piss boy. I think that's more of a creative spin though than a real one. There's so many. You can just keep going. There are so many. You can use that in like any context and it means something else. I don't understand why we do that. I really don't understand. And we do this for so many different words too. Yeah, if you piss off, it's either like telling someone to leave or I've pissed off, which means I've left. That's one as well. Like I'm about to piss off right now. Thanks, Aquarius. If you piss about, it means you're like messing around. If you're having a pissing contest, it means like you're competing over something stupid. Yeah, if I piss off, then I've left. Or I have pissed off means I've left. But if I am pissed off, it means I'm angry. It's very flexible. It's very, very flexible. I know. And it's such a gross word. I hate it so much. But it's like... But it's so diverse. It's so flexible. It's so creative. And we keep doing stuff like this. And Americans keep looking at us weird. They keep looking at us like we're silly. We really maximized it. I honestly don't know if we could possibly do any more with that. We've pushed it to its limit. I think. I really think that we have. So Americans, or non-English people, And probably non-Australians, if I'm being honest with you guys, because we are the same. But non-British Australian people, do you have words that are similar like that? Fuck yeah, Australians, give me something too. We have a what? We have a kink. Oh dear Lord. Pisshead meant someone with blonde hair. You probably shouldn't call them that. Aussies have some good swear words. Oh yeah, you guys are the only people I feel comfortable saying teal in front of. So I recently made friends with an Australian. And I said it in front of him and he didn't blink and I was like, thank God. One time an English person got really offended by it and I felt super betrayed. I said the word teal in front of an English person. And he was like, oh. And I was like, excuse me, what private school did you just fall out of? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Do you need some pearls to go with that, babe? If you left them on your dresser? Like, what are we even doing here? I'm sorry, what are we doing? What is that? Like he's some kind of altar boy. Like I don't. You're from Birmingham. I don't like. As an Australian, it's not swearing. It's part of our language. It's part of the culture. It's actually incredibly rude and disrespectful to have a problem with swearing because it's so ingrained in our culture and tradition. It's kind of like going up to people and being like, hey, I don't like your... Oh, there's no good analogy here. I'm stuck now. I'm stuck in a minefield. Oh, God. What's the end to that sentence? Don't brainstorm. It's like going up to is it hot in here for anyone else? Talking of Birmingham, why? Are you going to DreamHack Birmingham? This is DreamHack in Birmingham? Sorry, second point again. Why? I'll go to DreamHack Birmingham. That sounds fun. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. You were in Birmingham last night. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Sorry about that. In March, there's DreamHack Birmingham. Interesting. Okay, it's like a 3-hour train. Let's do it. Woo. I can't imagine I'm going to be able to convince anyone other than you, Joro. No offense, Joro, to go to DreamHack Birmingham. Maybe we can. Actually. Yeah, okay. Alright. It's not that bad, chat. It's not that bad, I swear to God. Deadbot, 10 stream streak. I haven't even realized we've done 10 streams since that update. That's so cool. You've got some birthdays then. I don't know, man. I'm not committed to this. Yeah, it's like telling chat they can't brainstorm. Yes. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. We accidentally stumbled out of the minefield, so I'm not going to try and go back. I think we're going to just move on, maybe. Who wants to hear about a psychic cat? It's the cat isn't psychic. It's actually nothing to do with psychicness at all. But anyway, okay, it's called the Acoustic Kitty Project. Acoustic Kitty. I'm not joking. Acoustic Kitty Project. 1960s, obviously. CIA, obviously. Here's what happened. It was the early 1960s. And there was a lot of pressure. On the CIA, specifically the Directorate of Science and Technology. And the reason being is because they had to close in to Soviet targets inside the US. There are a lot of Russian spies, allegedly, crawling around the place. And they didn't know how to deal with it. And everyone was having in his ear 24/7, the Directorate of Science and Technology. Everyone was in their ear constantly being like, what are you guys going to do about it? You know, very stressful. So they thought, currently having human spies is difficult because humans aren't very, they're not very good at spying in generally. They're quite loud, quite big, quite, bonky and stuff. Microphones, hidden transmitters, stuff like that, very bulky things to do. If you did have human spies, you would risk exposing them. which could put them at risk, and you didn't have very many good, trained, trustworthy, non-commie agents. So one dude in a meeting one day, and I'm not even joking, one day, one dude in one meeting was like, hey, I have an idea. What if we do something that the Soviets will never see coming? And people were like, hey, what do you mean? Okay, love it. Love the energy. Love the vibe. Tell me more. What won't the Soviets see coming? And he says, what if spy cat? And they were like, my God, he's a genius. So it was called, the project, the coding was called Acoustic Kitty. They employed vets, they employed engineers, and they basically turned a cat into a mobile listening device. So they got a miniature microphone, like yay big, and they put it inside the cat's ear, like inside the cat. They didn't just strap a mic to the cat. They put it inside the cat's ear. Then they put a tiny transmitter and power supply surgically inside the cat's spine. And then they wove a really fine antenna into the tail. So the whole thing, like microphone, transmitter, antenna. It just became, the cat was the spy, was the microphone. Bionic cat, exactly. Acoustic kitty. Seems kind of fucked up now. Yeah. Why? Because they needed spies, and humans were too valuable / bulky / not very good at it. They were flooded with Russians. What are they supposed to do? Have you never seen James Bond? Have you never? You can only have one Bond per quadrant. Squadron 12, Bond 3. You can have as many cats as you like. So there it is. Oh, by the way, !SR to request your songs. That should be working now. I forgot to, and I always forget to say that. I put a camera on my dog. I really want to do that. I just want to see what he gets up to. Do you know what I mean? Did you see anything fun? How big was the camera? I'm just imagining like you put a full SLS camera on his face or something, and he's just like, don't do that. Don't do that, please. Yeah. So the one problem of many, was that because it was the 60s, right? Transistors and things like that, like the electronics, were quite new. So everything was custom built, and they had to do surgery that was really like difficult, technical, really small things on a cat. So all together with all the prototypes, the development, the design, the surgery, the blah, blah, all the people they employed, it came to like, I think $4 million, which doesn't sound like a lot for the CIA now, but what's 4 million USD in the 60s? In 2025, that's 44 million today. The equivalent of $44 million on cat, until they finally got one. Bow, bow, bow. They finally got one. They got a cat. There was basically one big microphone spy transistor radio thing. Then they started thinking some different questions. So the problem with scientists, all people who do engineering or tech or anything like that, including people like me, something that we tend to do, and I'm sure you guys will relate to this, is we tend to ask, can it be done? And forget about everything else. Can I turn a cat into a mic transmitter thing? And then you do it, and you find out that yes, you can. Great. And only until that point do you stop and do you think, hold on. 1, should we? 2, why? What's it for? And most importantly, what I want it to be for, could we actually do that? Or did I just turn a cat into a microphone? And so that's kind of what happened. They made the microphone cat. They spent the equivalent of $44 million. And then the behavioral scientists, the vets and people were like, okay, but hold on, wait. We've done this. We've got this cat. It's screaming. cats don't really follow rules usually. It's quite hard to train a cat, isn't it? They don't really follow orders. So they spent months and months and months and months, more money, to try and condition the animal with like snacks and treats and rewards, trying to make it walk short, straight paths, to be able to sit really still in their conversations, to ignore distractions. Like, they tried really hard to train it. And they tried to find, like, really, because it's the CIA in the 60s, they tried to find creative ways to neutralize, like, its hunger and its curiosity so that it could focus on the task. But, yeah, it didn't really work. They tried surgically adjusting cat's appetite to make it not hungry anymore, but it didn't really. It's kind of horrifying. So they were not nice to the cats, because it's a cat. Yeah, they spent years and years and years and years. Why do they choose cats instead of dogs? Well, the thing with dogs is that the question is always, hey, whose dog is this? But cats are just there. Cats are always just, like, about. You know what I mean? A dog has an owner. So it's more bait as a spy, I guess. How come this dog is crackling? How come this dog has a microphone sticking out of its ear? Why not crows? Hard to catch. So, yeah, way less suspicious having cat wandering around an embassy. Absolutely. And the Russians were busy launching the dogs into space. That's a good point as well. That's another thing. So years and years and years and years of surgically tinkering around with cats to try and make them not cats and actually walk in a straight line and actually do the spy shit. Eventually, they were ready. They had a cat ready. The acoustic kitty was good to go. They got one that kind of followed orders. And they staged it. Washington, D.C. They popped it outside the Soviet embassy. There was a van. It was very tense, actually. It was very tense, which means we need some very tense music. Washington, D.C. Outside the Soviet embassy, a van containing CIA handlers and receivers parked nearby, readily awaiting orders. The freshly wired cat was released across the street. Its target, a pair of Soviet diplomats chatting on a park bench. The agents switched on their receivers and held their breaths. The cat took a few steps toward the street and was immediately hit and killed by a taxi. Seriously, yeah. It's not funny, but like, at least it wasn't an Uber. That's true. That's true. And I was driving it. So a couple years later, in the 70s, there was one CIA officer who they asked to like describe the event and the project and what happened, and he said, "They put all this wiring in the cat." Wait, CIA officer. "They put all this wiring in the cat. The tail was used as an antenna. They tested it. It worked just fine. But the first time they took it out to a real situation, it got run over by a taxi. There they were, sitting in their van with all those wires, and the cat was dead." A 1967 CIA report that was later declassified summarized it, and they said, "Acoustic Kitty," this is the official statement, "Acoustic Kitty was abandoned due to the environmental and security factors which make the use of trained cats impractical for intelligence purposes." So they basically said, yeah, cats were a bad idea. Was it a Soviet taxi? Obviously. They saw Acoustic Kitty coming from a mile off. Well, from a couple meters off. That commie taxi. Exactly. Hence, Uber. They needed to nationalize it. Or unnationalize it. But give it to billionaires. Yeah, that's the birth of Uber. Because they were like, can't have a national system that's given over to the people. Got to make it industries, etc. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so basically they were just like, yeah, cats were a bad idea. But they spent like $44 million on it, years and years and years and years and years, had lots of people invested in it. And they really, like, it was a hit. Get it? Because it got hit by a car. Sorry. No, but it was like a real hit to their self-esteem, the boys in the CIA. They, to my knowledge, didn't do another like animal bugging program for a really long time, if ever, that I know of. They just sort of were like, let's not do this again. This was bad. It's like me and eating a cornflower. Just not gonna do that again. So Jen, thanks for the follow. Did I say that already? Did they squash the program? Guys, please, an animal died. They did use animal for a lot of stuff, though. Yeah, they did. They did. Not quite in the same way, to my knowledge. Oh, no. What if they replaced the birds with drones instead? My favorite thing to find is sus trees. Because they're just like, sometimes they try and make 5G towers or 4G towers or whatever they are, or like electric poles or pylons or blah, blah, blah. They try to make them look like trees, especially in San Diego. I saw so many. But they just don't look like trees. And it's really funny. Let me see if I can find you some. If I just type in sus trees electrical, would it come out? Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's shit like this. Yeah. It's like that's not a tree. You know? That's not the weirdest one I found. Where is that? This one. That's not a tree. And I see them absolutely everywhere when I'm in San Diego. It's just constant. Like, that is not. Okay, I'm gonna say fake trees instead of sus trees. I think that, yeah, these ones. Ah, yes. I am tree. Don't look too closely. Tree is me. I don't know. I think the Uber drivers keep thinking I'm really weird, which why my rating's so low. Because I just keep bursting out into laughter when I see stuff like this. Like, look at that. Look at that weird guy. 5G towers. They're trying to poison our oceans. That's why they're blue. That's why you can't drink the oceans. Because the 5G towers are poisoning them, I swear to God. Is this real? Yeah, this is what they look like. They're everywhere. Like, look at this shit. They're not even trying. They're not even trying. That's not even tree shaped. Look! This is the worst one. I've seen stuff like this though. What is that? Ah, yes. I'm a tree. I swear. It's like an art project gone bad. It's so true. It's so true. Guys, Christmas trees. It's Christmas soon. It's Merry Christmas. Jingle bells to all. Jingle, jingle. What kind of trees do you get? Because I know some people that have like really big luscious stuff and they decorate it all warmly and Santa-like. And then I know some people that like to go modern. My parents choose a white spindly thing and then they put glass on it. It's really pretty. It makes me feel fragile, but it is really pretty. It's giving dystopian. It really is. Wow. You get a cactus. Do you have like a good Christmas spirit? Christmas is only a month away. I know. I'm excited. It's like this, you like the super small trees that make you look like a lonely, sad person, like the ones that go on your desk or your dining table. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. If I don't have to cut it down to get it through the door, it's too small. Nice. Raise the roof. Just keep it outside. That's what the pagans do. Before the bloody Catholics came and touched up all the kids. Wait, is that what happened? I can't remember exactly what happened. It was something like that. Like the kids were outside. This is my understanding. The kids were outside playing with the Christmas trees, like dancing around them and with ribbons and shit. And then the Catholic priests came and touched them all up. And then the parents were like, come inside, kids. But then the kids were like, but we like our trees. And the parents were like, oh, fine, we'll bring the trees in. Is that what happened? Something like that. Probably that. Probably. I didn't really look too hard into that one. Okay, I have another story for you. Sounds about right. Yeah. Something. Okay, I have another story for you. It's the 70s, so we've gone a decade further, kind of. It's the 70s. Which, I know this isn't a 70s song, but it's kind of 70s vibes, if you get me. No, fuck you. We're going to do an actual 70s, because 70s was a fantastic era for music. So we're doing 70s songs. Not this one. Not this one. Oh, that's one of your suggestions. I like this one, but sorry. There we go. Oh, wait, did someone just cue the same song? Oh my gosh. I had already picked this. But yeah, let's play your version instead. It's got a different album cover. Okay, cool. Well done, Shipmasters. All right. So it's the 70s. Everyone's doing disco or thinking about starting to do disco because that may have been the 80s. Okay. Yeah, so basically, cast your mind's eye to a little known place called Fort Bragg. Don't know where it is, but it's part of the 1st Earth Battalion with Lieutenant Colonel Jim Shannon. You have to remember these. They'll be on the pop quiz. Fort Bragg. We're in a fort. We're in a military fort somewhere in a field. Somewhere in Ohio or I don't know. Texas, maybe? Somewhere like that. Yeah. Basically, they thought, hey ho. We need to find better ways of doing cool things and outmatching. Because it's the 70s. They just came out from Vietnam. So all the draft had ended. Morale was completely shattered. And it was a good time to start doing experimenting. Wartime was kind of over, if you don't count the Cold War and stuff like that. And they were just sort of like, you know what? Things are really tricky. It's a good time to start experimenting. Everyone has no morale whatsoever. We probably should find something new and find some way to do better in future, I suppose. So, at the same time, they were receiving lots and lots of different reports from the Soviets where they were starting to experiment with things like psychicness and telepathy and blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, when your best friend lover, star-crossed lover, who you don't like, you're not interested in them. You could never be together. But secretly, it's like a will they, won't they sort of thing. USA and Russia, it's like a will they, won't they. When your counterpart starts doing something, obviously you're gonna want to get on board with that as well. Because what if the Soviets uncover telepathy and telekinesis and start going like this, and then all of your soldiers' heads explode, and you haven't done it yet? Egg on your face. Embarrassing. So you're gonna want to hop on that train. That would be really embarrassing if the Soviets could explode your minds with the power of their mind, and you can't. So, they received all these reports. Vietnam just happened. Everyone didn't care. People dead. Good time to start experimenting. Lots of pressure to get on it. So they did. The Pentagon had one main question or one main objective or whatever. And here it was. And I'm quoting If the Russians are doing psychic research, can we afford not to? You have me convinced, good a reason as any. Let's go. Let's do it. They're right. By God, they're right. So, enter Lieutenant Colonel Jim Shannon, who's an idealistic, artistic Vietnam veteran who now lives in sunny California, or did live in sunny California. Surfs up, dude. He was super into intuitive workshops. Intuitive psychic stuff or intuitive mediums is basically just like people going, I kind of really feel like you're a Pisces. And then people being like, oh my God, I am. Or I kind of feel like you might die tomorrow by bears. And then you do. And that means it's just like vibes. It's intuition. Do you know what I mean? Luke, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you. Does this have Stranger Things spoilers? No, this isn't Stranger Things. This is Men Who Stares at Goats. So that's a spoiler because that's a 2009 movie. They're in the trees, man. I can feel them. Well, that's what we call paranoid schizophrenia, but like close. Yeah, no, I'm joking. Close, yeah. We have a water win. Pull up the tarot cards. Someone, by God, they're on our borders. They've launched the missiles. By God, man, get the Ouija board. Literally the CIA in the 70s. Literally what they were like. Probably, I don't know. Is it really intuition or just a threat? You never really know. Psychic intuition, warning, threat, promise, they're all the same. They all come out the same. You just have to kind of vibe on context. You know, sometimes the context is fuzzy. So we were talking about this the other day. When a man says, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And you say yes. And they say, well, they're not here now. Is that a threat? I don't know. Either way, I'm on edge and want to leave. Okay. So he was super into intuitive psychicness, new age spirituality, yoga, which I love that for you, bestie. Yoga is fantastic. Don't let the people, why is that even lumped in with these notes? Yoga's not I say these notes like I didn't write them. Yoga's not Perry, 2 days ago, Perry, that yoga's not the same thing as intuitive psychic stuff. He was also super into what at the time was called human potential training. Now we call it like, oh my God, brain hacking? What's it called? What do the podcast crypto boys do? I keep forgetting. Biohacking? Brain? Mind? Oh, is it just biohacking? Yeah. That's what all the boys are into. It just means they read more books now. That's literally it. Biohacking. It means that they drink water, you know, take a second of relaxation time and do some mindfulness. Yeah, it's what everyone's been saying to do for decades. But they finally discovered. Basically, apparently, crypto podcast boys couldn't possibly have a little yoga session, mindfulness, and stay hydrated and have their vitamins unless they called it something manly, like biohacking. It has to have a manly robot word. Stick a little PSA. This is my thing. If you want like crypto podcast boys to have good health, you have to clip like a little PSA about it, stick it in the middle of Pacific Rim, and then they'll pay attention. So there it is. Hi, Lauren. You're definitely a robot. Preaching to the choir, babe. Get out of here. Pretend to read books. Oh, do you think? Do you think the biohacker crypto podcast boys aren't actually reading the books? They're just telling people they are. Oh no, it's like the popular kids in high school. Is there anything Pacific Rim can't do? Pacific Rim was an excellent movie. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really, really liked Pacific Rim. I did not fall asleep at the end of watching Pacific Rim. I didn't. I really enjoyed it. I didn't. Claydom, I didn't fall asleep. That's what I'm saying. I didn't. You're not listening. I did not fall asleep during Pacific Rim. That's right. I promise I didn't. I wouldn't do that. It's your favorite film. It's your favorite film, and I watched it with you, and I would not be the sort of person to be so rude to fall asleep during it. And I certainly wouldn't admit it on a live stream. That's really, really TOS if I did that. It's really bad of me. So sounds like it's time for a rewatch. Grace! What the hell, man? What the fuck? What is this backstabbing bullshit? Try Star Wars next time. I've heard women love it. Women are I was gonna say monogamous. That's the wrong word. They're all monogamous with each other on a sapphic island somewhere. That's what I meant to say. That's definitely where I was going with that. They're a plinth? Monolith! Somewhere between monolith and plinth. I almost had it. What did I say? Monogamous plinth. They're a monogamous plinth. Homogenous. That's the one. Yeah. Anyway, all women hate Star Wars. I've fallen asleep through every single time I've watched Star Wars. But that's just me. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm a big fan of Star Trek, though. Who's Plinth? Jessica Plinth, the first woman to ever do acrobatics on an airplane. I'm making that up. I don't fucking know. Anyway, what are we talking about? Yes, Lieutenant Colonel Jim Shannon. Super into spirituality and stuff. In 1979, hence the music, although I'm gonna... 70s. 1979, he wrote a 125-page illustrated manifesto called the First Earth Battalion Field Manual. It was a self-help book, basically. It was half like spiritual stuff and half war, like total just war doctrine. Like, we're going to use crystals to kill all of your children. It was like that vibe. Unleash your inner chakras, bestie, and let that energy flow so that you can burn that city to the ground. That was the book. Yeah. Didn't he do a shit ton of LSD? Fucking probably. Sounds like this whole person. That would make sense, yeah. Didn't realize my amethyst was so powerful. Be careful with that bad boy, like a hot potato, the amethyst. Yeah. They say protection, but protection for who? Think about that one for a second. Not the Vietnamese children. Not them. Oh, sorry. No, it's 1979. The Vietnamese children are all dead by now, so it's okay. Rex, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Manifest the new king of Moscow, bestie. Exactly. That's what his book was like, and it was illustrated with pictures. So there it is. There it is. 432 hertz healing alpha waves frequency. Thank you. I feel it. I really do. So, okay, in the book, he talked about some things, and he wanted like a new era of super soldier. Soldiers who could use aura reading. Who needs microphone cats to listen to conversations when you can just vibe that that's a Russian spy over there? He's got like a red, dark aura around him, kind of like a Sith Lord. Everybody get him. Oh, he's just depressed? Oh. Well, better safe than sorry. Lock him up. He wanted soldiers who could deflect bullets with their mind, like something out of the Matrix, but even more. People could communicate telepathically. He thought that he could train soldiers to heal the wounded just by touch. Basically, this man invented Baldur's Gate before Baldur's Gate came out. He thought that by going into altered states are just any sort of like different consciousness. It's not wishy-washy. It's like if you're asleep, that's an altered state of consciousness. Like being asleep, being like zoned out, having a fever, being ravey, all of that stuff is an altered state of consciousness. Having too many cups of coffee, being off your head on magic mushrooms, same sort of thing, altered states of consciousness. So he thought if you got like the right one, then you could maybe learn how to pass through walls. My friend dressed up as Gale for Halloween the other night, Gale from Baldur's Gate, and he could do that. So the only healing is the heart. See, I don't believe people will die of a broken heart. I just feel like they give up. Because they lose their reason for living. So they just sort of like I guess that is what dying a broken heart is, though. Very sad. Sorry. Kind of brought the vibe down. Vibe back up. Let's go. So he thought by doing his special blend, his special Ealing tea, PG Tips blend of New Age philosophy with army patriotism, that he could like make these soldiers super soldiers with all these different skills. People at the Pentagon, well, how do you think they reacted to this? He wrote his manifesto. He was like, I can make my soldiers walk through walls. How do you think the Pentagon responded? What do you think? Perry, you're starting to have a dark red vibe. I'm going to have to call MI5. I understand. Gimme that. Yeah, you think they were like, bring it here, bad boys. Money, money, money. Let's go. Yeah, they were like, oh my God, this is genius. Give that man his own department. That man's a genius. That's genuinely what they did. So thus, 1980s. So we need to switch our music a little. '80s, Fort Bragg, USA, later known as Fort Meade. That's not important. They began their testing. Project start. So some of the projects were called Grill Flame because they're manly. They're manly military boys. So they called their first, how can I make my besties manifest their dreams, project called Grill Flame. Oorah. Then it became called Center Lane. And then they just sort of accepted themselves a little bit more and stopped trying to be like, man, eat steak, man, club wife. And it started calling it things like Sunstreak, which I prefer. And the main thing that they actually focused on wasn't the walking through walls. I just find that really funny to say. The main thing that they focus on is something called remote viewing. Grill Flame, well done. I like my project. I like my telekinesis. Like I like my steak. Medium rare. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Side note. Does that song, the one that's like, I take my whiskey lean, my coffee black, and my bed at 3, you're too sweet for me. Does that song really piss anyone else off? Is it just me? I really hate it. You love it? Okay, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm immediately shrinking back. I don't know. Okay, maybe I don't hate the song. Maybe I hate the TikToks using the song. Sounds good when you sing it. Thanks, man. You guys like it. Everyone likes it except people who haven't heard it. To be fair, I haven't heard the whole thing either. I think maybe I just hate the TikToks. I really do. It's all these stupid ass, don't get me started. All these people, I'm getting myself started. All these people that are using that paragraph, I take my whiskey lean, my coffee black, my bed at 3, you're too sweet for me. To like describe really stupid situations like, oh, when the girl smiles at you at the gym, I can't because she's too sweet and I'm different. And I just hate those bitches. I hate them so much. I want to hold their heads underwater. Whoa, not for a long time. Just for a little dip. Do you know what I mean? Nothing like weird. I'm not trying to murder anyone. I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? In Minecraft. So, pop off, thank you. You mean baptize them? Yes, that's what I mean. Make them see the Lord. Dip, not dip dead. Exactly. Exactly. Just a little waterboarding with friends. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We used to do that at sailing club. I didn't go to sailing club. I'm not that raw. I went to it. No, I'm not gonna divulge. If a hot gym girl even looks at me, I'm gonna burst into flames. Same. So real. So real. There was this guy. I was on a machine, one of those machines where you sit down and you're like committed. So I wasn't moving. I was stationary and I was facing out into the gym and there was a pull-up bar like very close to me. Like right, I'm here. Pull-up bar's like 2 of my arm lengths there. And this guy, for no reason whatsoever, takes off his shirt, faces me instead of the wall where the mirror is. He's not looking at me or anything. It's not about me at all. But he faces me and he just starts doing pull-ups. Like right in front of my face. And I just find that disrespectful. I just find that very annoying. It was very distracting. Very distracting. I'm trying to do my little rose over here. And you've just shoved your abs in my face. And I find that really rude, actually. Oh, look at me. I can do 20 push-ups. 20 pull-ups. All right. Some of us can't do 1. Put it back in your pocket. Why are you taking your shirt off? Why are you taking your shirt off in a public gym? No one wants to see nip-nip. Put the nip-nip away. Sorry, I don't mean to be such a prude, but still. Doing 20 pull-ups is hard. Doing it shirtless is even harder. Butter. Again, we're not trying to murder anyone. Are you suggesting that I put butter on the pull-up bar? That is... He could die. People could die. Like, that's... Stop it! Stop with the emojis. Oh my god. I just... Peter, thanks for the follow. I can always rely on you guys to take it just a little bit too far. Just slightly too far. And I really like that. I love that we've curated that environment. Just always a slight... Just pushing it. You've cultivated a murderous community. In Minecraft, though. Not like in a real way. Hashtag love people. Hashtag love life. Put butter on the shirtless man. Did I just like assume that you meant murder him, but actually you were doing something weird and creepy? You did mean murder him, didn't you? Yeah, that makes more sense. No, it was not about me. He couldn't even see me. I don't think he was flirting. He just decided to I don't know. What is he, some kind of lobster? Do you put butter on abs? Is that like a sexy thing? Like he's some kind of crustacean. I would butter his buns anytime. Okay, we're done. Anyway, so the thing that they started trying to train the super soldiers to do, 1979, hence the music, although I don't like this one. No. There we go. '80s. Amazing. Okay. Remote viewing. Chat, what do you think remote viewing is if you don't know? In the spirit of psychics and such. Looking from afar. Very true. Very wise. Specifically, television. Twitch streams. No. Wishy thinking CCTV. Almost. Not quite. Dion knows it, so he will shut up. Good. Garcia, thanks for the follow. Using a VPN. Da. Astral projection. Could be. Included. Yes. Basically. Sounds like watching afar. #/through walls. Very good. Basically, that's exactly what it is. Remote viewing is when you see stuff from really, really far away, or when something's blocking it, or just you get instinctual vibes. And sometimes you can use astral projection, allegedly, to go and do that. I'm going to show you a Darren Brown video about it, and we're going to try to do it ourselves. It's not going to work, but we're going to give it a good go. But that's what remote viewing is. Basically, I can do that. I can see you right now. You can? Chat, my camera's off. Yeah. Okay, so now it's the 1980s something, and they started having nicknames for the type of soldiers that were doing the training to do the remote viewing, right? What do you think their nickname was? You won't get it. You will not get it. little nickname. Oh my God, Grace, you got it. They fucking call themselves Jedi warriors. I'm not even joking. And I'm not even talking about these guys. This is the Church of the Jedi. We talked about them on stream before. They're just kind of cool guys. They're just sort of like cool dudes. Whoops. And they have a church and a doctrine, and they just sort of like run around Jediism. They just sort of run around with lightsabers and they do little performances and stuff. Freaking nerds. I know. I'm not even talking about these guys, but like actually genuinely military agents in an actual genuine fort condoned by the Pentagon with actual legit research calling themselves Jedi warriors. It's so funny. They were also known as the men who stared at goats, but I will come back to that later. Nope. No, I'm going to talk about it now. Okay. Do you know there's a movie, 2009 movie called The Men Who Stare at Goats? Here's what happened. Fort Bragg, medical lab. They weren't actually in fields. I thought they were just out in fields, but they were in little pens inside a medical lab. And soldiers would cross their little legs. They'd sit across from them and they would just stare at them. The goal was to murder the goat, stop its heart, just from sheer concentration. Why were they doing this? Good question, Panda Boy. Because there was a Soviet report of their Russian scientists that they were able to do this. With sheer concentration, they were able to kill frogs remotely. The Soviets were like, we can do it. And so the Americans were like, okay, damn. First of all, we got to get on this. Second of all, we'll go one step bigger. What's bigger than a frog? We'll do a goat. So, frogs with microphones, maybe. Soviet trolling is A tier. I think maybe that's what I don't know, because people were like super into this sort of stuff. So maybe they were real reports, or maybe the Soviets were just telling America this so they wasted their funding. I don't know. So they tried so many different things. They tried like having different intents, different emotions. So some of the the American soldiers were like laughing, feeling really happy with that energy to try and kill the goat. Some of them were getting like really angry and stuff like that to kill the goat, just to see if different stuff would work. Some people were fasting beforehand. Some people were carbo loading beforehand just to see if different ways. Unfortunately, they never were able to actually kill a goat because they weren't doing it properly. If they did it properly, they'd be able to telepathically murder a goat, but they just couldn't because they're just not good enough. Couldn't be us. Why didn't they choose something annoying? Like rats. Rats are very small, though. And rats just do die randomly a lot, so hard to know. They killed one. They did? Never verified, says my report. There were rumors that they killed one or two. No, not even killed. Collapsed momentarily, says my research. I could be wrong, though. Do correct me. My research says that they collapsed once or twice, but that was just people talking, and there wasn't actually anything written down. I feel like if they did do it, a science boy would write it down, surely. Maybe they were fainting goats. That's pretty fun. They couldn't replicate it either, which is, annoying. They telekinetically made the goat pass out. Maybe? Probably not. Maybe it just got anxious. Yeah. Maybe they shouldn't have started with goats. So real, so real. But 2009, they made a movie. Isn't that fun? Unfortunately, this trailer doesn't have the, and now, coming this November. And I was really disappointed by that, but here we go.
My name is Bob Wilton. I'm a journalist. I've been investigating a story about a classified government program. So what you're saying is that you were a psychic spy.
I'm gonna play you all of this just a little bit. Jedi Warrior.
I'd heard that the U.S. government was training psychic soldiers, and that Lynn Cassidy was the best of the best.
Yeah.
Reactivated. I'm on a mission.
I could come. Lynn's story was unbelievable, crazy, and completely true.
Yeah,
have to dream
Genuinely.
a new America that no longer has an exploitative view of everyone.
There's our Colonel,
You
Colonel
will be
Shannon.
a psychic weapon. Feel it, yes! You must create warrior monks who can pass through walls and
Yep.
see into the future.
Congratulations, Scotty. Sorry it doesn't work out between you two.
What are you doing?
This November.
Keeps me in shape. And it's gone.
Geez, you had like the whole desert to drive in, Lynn.
Comes a story so unbelievable.
For picking us up.
It has to be true.
They've got guns. We're Jedi. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our minds.
There's the goat.
Holy.
And it's true. I mean, I don't know if it's so like comedic. Well, it probably was, to be fair. Like, it probably was. You watched this? I haven't watched this film. I really want to. I really, really, really want to. I didn't realize it was a comedy. And I was like, I don't feel like learning at the time when it came out. So, to be fair, when a goat dies in that exact moment, I would believe. It just passed out, though, allegedly, and it wasn't proven, according to my notes. But yeah, no, I would believe. Yeah. These guys were 100% serious? I think so. I mean, the Colonel, the Pentagon were, yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't know if the Pentagon actually, or the CIA or whoever actually believed that this stuff would work. I think they were just delegating. You know, I think they were just like, well, the Soviets are doing it. You know? It's like when a really hot girl comes into school in like a really nice skirt and you go out and you buy the same skirt. I think it's the same thing. It's like sexy USSR are killing frogs with their minds. So, you know, if we do goats, something bigger, maybe they'll notice me, peepo shy. And yes, I think that was the point, Mince, that it could be, you could do it with a human heart then. I think that was the the end goal wasn't to have a branch of the military that were really good at killing goats. So I don't think so. It was a paid goat actor. It was a paid goat actor. Absolutely. Okay, but what happened? So they started doing that. They started doing remote viewing stuff. So they put these soldiers who believed that they could see really, really far distances, or they could just see in their mind what's happening across the world or through walls or whatever it was, to try and locate hostages. They put them on the front lines to locate hostages, to go through and find the maps of nuclear facilities, to find out like what the new Soviet tech was and how it works and things like that. But it just didn't work. Apparently there were some very eerie coincidences. But I think they were just coincidences. But hey, I don't know. They don't have a special unit against goats because they know they would lose. Well, you do know the goats are the devil, right? Don't want to mess with Satan, not before the Cold War. Thank you, Radicalize Me. It's the 80s. Welcome. I'm coming out. Basically, statistically and empirically, the accuracy of times they were right was just chance. Unfortunately. But there was so much paranoia because it was the Cold War, right? And the Russians were doing it. So there was so much paranoia that funding for this project and the team and the attempts and stuff kept going. Guess for how long? How long did they keep funding this? Even though so quickly they realized it was just chance and what the hell are they doing it? Into the 90s? Into the noughties. 2002, roughly. Yeah, genuinely. So long. Britney Spears wrote Toxic. Wait, when did Britney Spears? Let's play some Britney. It was Buffy season 3, and they were still doing like goats and stuff. When did Britney write Toxic? If she did write, I don't remember. Wait, go to song. How do I go to song? Go to album. 2003. All right, well, close enough. Baby, can't you see? I know! This song was at the same time as a dude in the remote America somewhere training guys to walk through walls. It was a crazy time. Actually crazy. So eventually they kind of wrote that it wasn't working. And eventually they terminated it. Well, they terminated one of the projects, the main remote viewing project called Stargate in 1995. But there were lots of other projects that kept going into lots of them. So that's very fun. And then they wrote a book, John Ronson, 2004, to the 2009 film, Men Who Stare at Goats. This one. So enjoy. That means I was 5 years old when they quit. Old man. Yeah. Does that mean you're like 30? Like old milk. Sorry. Sorry, I'm too influenced by the TikTok boys. I don't know what I'm saying. More proof that the naughties were the best. I totally agree. I completely agree. All right. These aren't even the best ones. These aren't even the best documents that came out, the best like things that the CIA researched during this time period. It was insane. So we talked about specific remote viewing. Sunstreak, I didn't mention, was specifically about maps and coordinates and things like that, like finding people. The UK, we got involved. You think we didn't? You think we're like all the sane, logical ones? 2001 to 2002, the UK did what they called defense remote viewing trials. Same thing, like exactly the same thing, but they found out that it worked. No, I'm joking. Statistically insignificant results. Just chance. But there are people who still believe they can do it and still try to do it today. Would you like to see? This is Darren Brown. I'll skip forward. So this is a man.
Dr. Carr, thank you so much for flying over to be with us today.
Dr. Carr. And basically what's going to happen is they're going to get a woman. They're going to meet. And then the woman is going to fuck off somewhere. And this guy is going to use his powers of remote viewing to figure out where she's gone. So let me skip now that you know that. All right, there she goes.
Hello, is that Lauren?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Hello, it's Darren. So you've arrived at your location. Thank you, Lauren. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There you go, she's there. Over to you.
Neither Dr. Carr nor I have any idea where Lauren is, and now that she's arrived, Dr. Carr will attempt to see through her eyes and discover her location. To do this, he begins a process of filling out over 100 pages of information with drawings and words that he believes he's receiving from Lauren.
Look how fast he's going. He must be onto something.
Temple.
I just feel like if you do 100 words or hundreds of pages of images and words and it lasts over an hour and a half of rapid scribbling, you're going to probably hit a couple good points over that time. Like if I just write down, she's gone to a place and it only took her, 30 minutes to get there. So what have you got? You're in London, building, road, river, car. And I've probably hit the nail on the head by that point, no?
Stairs, garden, fence, chain, gazing.
Right?
Circular.
Circles. You can't have circles, mate. That's one of the main shapes.
This leads to
circles, squares, triangles, and I did it all.
In an act he calls blending.
I'm going to try to blend with Lauren a little bit right now. One of the ways I can do it, I can put Lauren in front of me, and I can step inside her body.
Astral projection.
And describe what I see. I feel like I'm sitting, my legs are dangling a little bit.
She's definitely standing,
it's
mate.
almost like I can see a boat, too, from where I am, too.
She's in the middle of a street, idiot.
I wanted to do that for a second. I may be way off.
I like to imagine that doing that wasn't even a technique. He just wanted to do that in the moment. Based. I had a problem at the party I went to the other day. It's Halloween, right? Or it was. So everyone puts up that like fake spider webbing stuff. Have you touched the fake spider webbing stuff? It's really soft. Like, it's really soft. And so people thought there was something wrong with me, or people thought I was high or something. I was stone cold sober, not even alcohol or anything like that. And I just sort of stood there at the party, like I found a cat or something. I stood there at the party and I was just like touching the soft. Until I realized what I probably looked like and I had to stop. But there's some down the road from me and I just want to like, it's so lovely. I love it so much. It tastes bad though. Jermaine, please stop eating the cotton. Please stop doing that. Stop, Chad, stop diagnosing me. Shut up.
So, after an hour and a half of writing hundreds of words and drawings and having entered Lauren's body, Dr. Carr has arrived at what he believes is a series of possible images of Lauren's location.
How many though?
Wow. What a marathon.
So let's invite her back and find out where she's been.
Go on, Lauren.
Your time is up. You can now stop. You can now stop staring. Thank you very much for this. I'd like you to head back. Hello. Sit yourself down. Could you read to Lauren those final pages that were sort of felt like a summation?
Also, I can just
yeah
summarize. There seemed to be.
Put a 1 in the chat if you lick your finger before you turn a page. Sorry, I started playing Britney Spears. I lied. More Britney. You guys don't? Thank God. You're not a monster. You lick your whole hand. People lick their... I've seen it. I've seen it. People lick their fingers before turning the page. You do, Stuart? Everyone point and laugh at Stuart. I've been paper cut too many times. Oh, God. Why have you been paper cut so many times? You dip it into water. So whenever you read, you like just have to get your reading water with you. And you're just like, all right. I lick the page, not my finger. That's gross. Do you dip the book? Yeah, if ever I want to read a book, I always just run the bath first. So I can give it a little dunk. Anyway, this is barbaric and I hate him.
Summarize. There seemed to be.
Yeah, I missed it again. I want to see it. I want to see the dirty boy do his dirty tricks.
Those final pages that were sort of felt like a summation.
Also,
there he goes.
Yeah.
Ah, God.
There seemed to be almost maybe a church-like or something that was relaxing about it. There, and perhaps a garden nearby, or possibly. Yeah, old bricks.
Relaxing? She's in the middle of central London by the fucking road. Have you ever been to central London? I wouldn't describe it as relaxing. Central London is the one place I can't go. Okay, there's multiple places, but every single time I go into central London, I have to bring my my noise cancelling earbuds. Otherwise, I just panic. I just can't do it. I'm just so angry. It's just the worst. Freak up, thanks for the follow.
Stones, some kind of tower.
Oh my God, with their
Also
bricks.
a
You
sense
moron. Sorry.
of water or fountain or some kind of movement. Also art. People could go inside. It was inviting.
I think we're ready to see what it is.
Okay, our fountain and art is quite specific.
It's actually a fountain.
Okay, so
and a
art.
sculpture, yeah.
Okay.
That's the horses of Helios.
Yeah, I'm not saying I totally nailed it.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. That's basically that's pretty much it if we compare. Wait, I can't find the fountain. Where's the fountain?
Helios.
Yeah, I'm not saying I totally nailed it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. It could also be the Tower of Sauron, that's true. I used to sign my books like this in school. I used to sign my planner like this, and then to forge my parents' signature, because like you can't prove it's not my parents. Do you know what I mean? When I was in America, you have to sign all the receipts and stuff. You have to like every single thing you buy, you have to sign something, and I took great pleasure in just going Just complete. It was basically just random. There is no way you could ever prove it back to me. It was just like. XOXO. Like, that's what most of us do too. Yeah, it's just. Here's a little squiggle for you. That could be anything. That could be a fountain. That could be a fish. That could be the Eye of Sauron. That could be a city. That could be a dog. It could be a demon. It could be a hedge. He's not saying he nailed it, though. He's specifically not saying he nailed it. Eerie. The fuck is that? Is that a wheel?
I saw it.
You can't just draw a wheel.
Like 4 objects.
So
He
this
did
might be
draw
my
4
closest
objects.
representation, even though it's very fuzzy. But the description is correct in our round sculpture, water.
Do you feel 50-50? Do you feel almost 100%?
I'd say it was over 50%.
Over 50%? As a where? But give it a percentage.
Maybe no, like 55, 60, because I think some key information was picked out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, like
Thank you very much.
brick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nah, man, he predict. Listen, chat. What do you think? He said fountain. She was looking at a fountain. He got it right. Bish bash bosh. Now the problem with this is he was allowed to have hundreds of guesses. You know, 50% is like a coin flip. He was allowed hundreds of guesses. That doesn't seem far. One. You get one guess. Do you think he would have said fountain if he got one guess? I feel like I feel like if this is like your thing, your drawing skills have to have improved. Surely he'd be better at drawing right now. I do understand what you're saying. You're not really blown away. Haha, get it? Wait, it's a fountain. Oh, it's sorry. Fountains don't blow, they spit. Darren, tell us.
Intriguing, maybe plausible, perhaps. Of course you are seeing an edited version there. You are seeing the version that a TV program would show you when they are
When he said
showing
fountain.
somebody demonstrating psychic ability. I, of course, was sat there for the whole hour and a half and filling out 100 sheets of paper.
Yeah,
and I was a
ram
bit more
out.
skeptical. So what I wanted to do is take an objective viewpoint and see
Nordman,
how accurate
thanks
he
for the
really
follow.
was. So first of all, the picture that he showed at the end. He actually showed about five pictures in the end.
You don't get
came
5
up with,
guesses.
And they're all fairly ambiguous, and you can draw your own conclusions from that.
He
And the
just drew a wheel. He drew a wheel. There's no wheels in a fountain, the idiot. Hi, Salmon Boy. How are you doing? It was so nice to see you at TwitchCon. What's up? You're taller than I thought you'd be. That's fine, though. That's usually what happens, actually. Never mind. Doesn't really matter. Salmon Boy. Sup. Sorry. Hello. Darren Brown might be my favorite national treasure. I really do enjoy him. Yeah, he's such a dick, but like he agrees with me. So I like it. Nice to meet you. I was very drunk. Oh. Yeah, I think I was too. It was an open bar. That makes sense. I don't remember your face from that angle. I remember your face from streams, but I don't remember your face from the angle because you didn't have one at the time. Because it was an open bar. Does that make sense? Can anybody think of a prominent wheel that is visible from many parts of London? None really come to mind. In central London, wheels? Wheels? Oh, that's a bit of a rough one, no? That's hard to find, don't you think? I often think about what do I deserve instead of who deserves me. Yeah, we're talking about fountains.
one picture he did pick out there, which was this one. Kind of looks maybe a little bit like the fountain, but of course,
It has 4 things.
he focused on that one
There were
after
4 horses.
Lauren had told him what it was that she was looking at. In terms of what he said, the descriptions that he gave, to his credit, he did say fountain-like. That's something he did say once.
He
during
did. He
the,
said that.
process, and also 6 times he said, and 6 was the largest number of times he gave any specific description. He did say wet, but also 6 times.
It's London. It rains. She was wearing a puffer jacket. I could say wet right now. Yep, puddle. All right? We live in England. Sorry. I could have made a different joke there. I was 50-50. I was either going to look out my window or I was going to look down my trousers, and I decided to look out the window. You're welcome, okay? Because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Get it? Wait, I didn't tell you there were leaves outside. There are leaves outside. That would have been funny. And to Fullerine, thanks for the follow. You're welcome. I made the outside joke instead of the trouser joke because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. And be better. So there you go. I just want credit for that choice that I made. Thank you so much.
He said boat-like and
Boat-like.
church-like, which kind of would be wrong. And when you go back over the hour and a half and pull out all the specific descriptions that he said, you realise...
Fruit basket, maze-like, clock-like. Oh, I thought that was like Rubium, museum-like, tower-like.
that it kind of covers everything.
Temple-like, dungeon-like, flower-like, theatre-like, sports activity.
Now, this is no reflection on Dr. Carr. He's a very nice chap. I'm sure he's very...
Nah, roast him. Dr. Carr's a prick.
...very sincere, which is why I've taken this and I've formed from it my own version.
Does that one say Google? I can't tell. The quality's too low. Creep.
I hope with
Deep.
much clearer results.
Clanking. Gurgle. There it is. There it is. See, okay, listen. There are some people... Good one, Perry. Thanks, Super Dong. There are some people that genuinely do believe they have these abilities, and they're not lying. They're just... like... did YouTube pussy out? Let me restart. How do I restart? I think we're gonna have to make the same one again. Okay, let me end. YouTube people, hang